I just gotta say, what a nice way for a series that has had its ups and downs in 2017 to end off the year and you know, put to a close the legacy of Boruto in 2017, because honestly the past few episodes, and I had a video talking about it before, but I gotta say it again and to the 10th power with what I'm talking about, these episodes honestly were just really of a better quality than some of the stuff that we have had in 2017 with the Boruto anime. Now, I'm referring mainly to the latest two episodes. I believe they're 38 and 39, where we set up the new teams. You know, the shinobi already graduated. They're forming into their 3-man cells. And then, of course, the Mitsuki backstory. Now, quickly, just to dive into some stuff, it was cool to see Asuma's daughter. I believe her name is Mirai, which, if you don't know, Mirai, I believe is Japanese for future. So her name is Future, essentially. And if you go back to the whole little quote thing with Asuma and Shikamaru, where he said, you know, the king and what's really important is the future, and she is the future, and Asuma was passing forth the future. So I think that's where the symbolism comes from her name. But we got to see her in a little bit of a brawl with Boruto and Sarada. Art and animation pretty solid and fluid. I honestly just thought like they did a good job with this. You know, this is the stuff that, again, we wanted to see. We also had a little bit of some character regression in a sense, because Sarada, she's seen so much, she's learned so much already, she's been around Naruto enough to get these lessons that, you know, she's so inspired by this man, right? And for her in this episode to kind of be like, oh, but I don't want to team up with Boruto, eventually throughout the episode, she got the lesson of, okay, you know, even if you got to go the long way, if you feel it's the long way, it can end up being great in the end. But didn't Sakura tell her episodes ago, like, hey, me and a lot of these people, we weren't friends, and I treated Naruto like shit, and look, he's my best friend now. Why didn't she get the lesson last time? So that was my point regarding Sarada's character in that particular episode. You guys do know I love Sarada. I'm a big fan. I think she's really cool and dope, and I always love seeing female, you know, anime characters that are badass, kind of break the mold of, like, you know, females don't only have to be some big titty bitch that you're just gonna touch yourself for 10 hours straight. Okay, that just sounds crazy. Yeah. But, like, you know, I like badass females, and Sarada is badass, and I can't wait to see in the, you know, future her with a time skip with Mangekyo and all sorts of crazy shit. God knows what we're gonna get for her, but, like, I like Sarada's character, so I was a little bit disappointed as well in that regard. Just like, bro, that's one of the dope characters. Why is she acting this way and just being like a brat or whatever? But the episode as a whole handled everything very nicely, got everything intact, and we got the new team. And in fact, Sarada at the end, you know, once she got Naruto's advice and all that shit, she decided, you know what, we want to be Team 7. I do think it's cool in a way. It's very homage, but the thing is, Boruto's whole thing is about, that was my dad's era, that was my dad's time, that was my dad's story, this is my story. Why would he allow for them to be Team 7? Does he not know that Naruto's team was Team 7? I think he would know something like that. So that's something that kind of just throws me a little bit off. Like, Boruto should want to be Team 5 or Team 6 or whatever number he enjoys the most or likes or feels they are. Why continue the legacy regardless of what? It could be inspired by their classmates because they have the Ino Shikacho shit still going on, which honestly, it would have been nice to have Shikadai in this team. I'm going to be, as a fan of some of the characters of Boruto, I am going to be extremely disappointed with less Shikadai in the future, because, you know, Shikadai is in a different team. Now, they could do stuff that, like, I remember the Naruto filler in part 1 did, where they would do, you know, filler-esque missions together and stuff like that, and team up different things, and they could do that in the canon, team up, you know, Shikadai's team or whatever. We have, you know, Shikacho all over again, and that's something that I think Boruto really drowns in, and it really stops it from being its own entity, which is what they're trying to do. They're marketing it towards a different demographic, but it's just sometimes when they continue on, like, just regurgitating shit, which I guess that's why they're doing it, because they feel like, well, this younger demographic, you know, 5-year-old Yuya Takakuri or whatever, you know, you want to call him, he don't know about the original Naruto, so we'll just give him the same story. In certain regards, with, like, you know, Shikacho, I think we should switch it up a little bit. I do like the dynamic, and I think that's the coolest thing of Boruto and Sarada, and I guess if you think about it, Mitsuki does, in a way, break the mold, because he's just like some fucking weird fanboy-esque, you know, just the Mitsuki stuff. I don't like the relationship between Mitsuki to a certain degree. It's like, it starts off nice and beautiful in a sense, and we're going to talk about that with the Mitsuki stuff, but, like, it gets to a point where it's a little bit, like, creepy, and a little bit like, if this was the real world, motherfucker would get a restraining order against you and call you the straight gay motherfucker in the world. Also, real quickly, to, you know, kind of just end off the discussion on episode 38. I do think it was 38 where Boruto and Sarada kissed on accident. Very, you know, them playing with the feels of that. You know, that's what happened with Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke was kind of, I don't want to see that, bro. Like, that's not for me. Boruto and Sarada, hey, it's a boy and a girl. Why not? Maybe they'll end up together, and Sarada will be the female in charge, the Hokage, while Boruto kind of leads her in that direction. Or it could be that we never get to see them actually become a couple because it ends before that time period. Maybe Sarada was like, yo, we could be together when I'm done being Hokage, you know what I'm saying? When I'm done with that, then I'll suck your dick, you know? But now, Mitsuki's backstory. Honestly, one of the better episodes yet again of Boruto. Out of 39 episodes, this Boruto special about Mitsuki, definitely top of the line. The art and animation, anytime you include Orochimaru, it always goes and dives into the mythology of Naruto, and I think that's why he's such an interesting character, because every episode or every story tailored around him is like something he's done in the past that is coming back now, and it's kind of the same thing here with the Mitsuki special, finding out his origin, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking all the spoilers, finding out about Mitsuki being a, not necessarily clone, but like, he was made as an experiment, and he's a clone in a sense, or he's a version 8 of, this line of Mitsuki characters that he finds out later. The way Orochimaru crafted it with this guy with the samurai suit and saying all this crazy shit about him taking the memories, I think Orochimaru did a very interesting thing there. Maybe a little bit too much. Like, bro, why you playing with the kids like that for? You're already known as a sicko. Why are you doing that, Orochi? But like, it was crazy that he put up this elaborate thing to see where will he go. Now, I think it's telling into Orochimaru's character and who he is nowadays. I think he won't admit it. He won't say it out loud. Of maybe he regrets a lot of the shit that he did back then. The whim is something I always want to know. Why did he destroy Konoha back when he killed the third Hokage and did all of that shit? He didn't really destroy Konoha, but why did he attack Konoha? He said he did it on a whim. We didn't really get a reason right there. I think that's always going to be vital to why he was evil. To begin with, a lot of it was his obsession to continue on living. I think his parents maybe didn't understand him and couldn't talk him into the right direction. I don't really know what exactly was the big deal with Orochimaru's parents and stuff like that, but I do know going forward with Orochimaru, again, it's just always interesting, and this special was just absolutely amazing, finding out more of where Mitsuki's backstory. Seeing the older Mitsuki, it was kind of like creepy and eerie and shit. And of course, we gotta talk about the star point of the episode. Beautiful, gorgeous Mitsuki's Sage Mode. Holy cow. Orochimaru said it, that both of them held more power in them than him, but especially him. So if Mitsuki can do that Sage Mode, he's easily above a Jonin. He's easily one of the strongest that Konoha has. And, Boruto is very central to this. I think Boruto needs to keep being friends with this motherfucker no matter what, because he's rocking with the village, and his Sage Mode was fucking awesome. I love this Sage Mode. Overall, the past 2 episodes of Boruto yet again, but especially the Mitsuki episode, absolutely amazing. Boruto getting to that point is like, these are the times, and this is what upsets me with Boruto and why I come down so hard on it, because it's episodes like these that remind me what Boruto can be and what it should be and where it's going, hopefully, but then you have those bumps in the road where it's like, what are you doing? What is this, bro? I want story. I want more going into Naruto. Like, what are you doing? So that's where I get upset. But these episodes, prime example. This is a true way to do a spin-off or a sequel to a series that, was really popular. This is the way you do it. Hopefully it could keep that going, especially considering we're entering dangerous waters where they're readapting a movie that everybody and their grandmother has seen. So, gonna be interesting to see. But again, your overall thoughts I want to ask regarding this episode. What did you think? Favorite moments, I guess, regarding the Mitsuki. Between the 2 episodes, let's be real, the Mitsuki episode is better. But I guess starting off, do you think that, the creation in episode 38 of, the teams and the new teams, do you think that they should have switched it up a little bit? Maybe broke up, Shikacho, because it's like, how long are you going to keep doing that? Maybe their kids will say, yo, it's fine. We're done. So what is your thoughts on the teams that were formed? How did you feel about them being Team 7, even though Boruto's kind of against following his father's path? Also, Mitsuki's backstory. How did you feel about all that? The older Mitsuki, Orochimaru, everything about Mitsuki's power. Do you think that Mitsuki is one of the strong? I think Mitsuki could easily take out Konohamaru. I mean, look what he did in his little fight against fucking Shino. He bodied Shino, and he probably could have really taken Shino out if he was even older. Like, a little bit older Mitsuki would have taken Shino out. And that's that I think he wasn't even trying his fullest. So Mitsuki, very, very strong. We've definitely seen time and time again. But your overall thoughts of those episodes, Mitsuki's backstory, is that the best episode or one of the best episodes of Boruto? Do you think that this new Team 7, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki, at the very least for where they're at right now, are more interesting than the original Team 7 when we first started? I'd say Sarada destroys destroy Sakura and being an interesting character. She's bodies her way better. But again, your overall thoughts, honestly, Boruto anime, this is what it needs to be. Mitsuki for the win. I've been saying it. Mitsuki, Shikadai, Sarada, those are the characters that can make this a good show. Keep going in that direction. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and do a little stalking on my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.